Hi, welcome to my tube. My name's Marge. I'm a Heoki empath, and I just like having these little talks and the way I feel about things. And there's a lot of fiery energy in the day today, in the air today. It's chilly, and it's not temperature cold. It's bits cold. So when it's chilly in my bits, when I looked at the clock, it was 8/8/18/18. uh, anyway, I feel pretty balanced today. It's a day that I don't have to go anywhere. I can just stay within and just freaking see if I can't make mom laugh and making her belly laugh, and that's how I add to the collective is whatever you work on in yourself, it freaking plays out in the rest of the world. And there's a lot of people that are having a lot of inner conflict because this is coming out as freaking outer conflict. And the astrology is saying right now that that this week, two that I respect have said the same thing. This week is some of the most volatile energy of the year, and maybe even farther out than that. Depends on your chart and your placements. But there's a lot of people that see that fearful people, and I should be a fearful person by all definitions. I should be a very, very fearful person because of all of the different life circumstances that I've been through from an early age all the way up. See, I was born in this, incarnated as this paradigm that people like to freaking pick on, man. And and that's why I can hold my own, is because people like to pick on me. The gay girl, the little tomboy, all these paradigms, all these, where the imbalance has been with the freaking, the misogynistic male freaking toxic masculinity and all this stuff, this control, this dominance, this air of do as I say and might is right and all this stuff. They have picked on me my whole life, and I've always stood up to them, but it hasn't put me in good advantage. It hasn't got me far in life, My brother, he's the freaking aspect, he's male version of me, a couple years older. He's a good looking guy, he's smart, no smarter, no better looking than me. He's high up in the government in California because he plays games and I don't play games. See, that's the difference, and we all have free will. And I don't like telling people things that aren't true, and I don't like this whole, and we used to play chess when we were a kid. I remember, because I learned how to play chess when I was like 4 years old, 3, 4 years old, and I was never no prodigy because it was never no fun, but I would keep playing because, oh, come on, be a good sport, and I'd just lose all the time. But that gave him a chance to practice and practice and practice and practice. I just freaking hated it. But what happens is the mentality of the freaking little dudes that played chess back then, they either they either they had an advantage or disadvantage in life, and a lot of them end up with thinking about too many options of ways people can go and trying to figure out the outcomes of things, and a lot of them ended up in like military where they can control and make things happen, and where they can be king, and all this freaking stupid psycho BS that they live out every day, but we pay for. We live out their freaking their desire, or their freaking lack, because they don't have the balance with the feminine with their masculine. They've lost their sensitive side. They've shut it up, told it shut up, sit down, should be seen and not heard, that kind of stuff. Since all that stuff is happening, this is where we get, the same machine goes around and around. When we have a choice to do things better, we have a choice. We could live in peace on earth, but no, some freaking control freaks still playing their rich man's game. Blow stuff out, and then contractors have to go in, and they're the ones that make money, and their families make money and get ahead, and while the rest of people, who send their kids off to these deployments, and they're not gonna be, they're not your kids anymore when they come back. Once people go to war, they're not your kids anymore. And did you teach them to themselves, or did you just give them and tell them everything they wanted to hear just so they'd like you? So you'd have that close, cohesive family unit. Because they ain't going to be your kids no more. You're still going to like them. And if they are, then there's more of a red flag in that. If they've seen, terrible things and things that human beings shouldn't have to witness, and then they come back and everything's okay, there's more of a problem in that than if they're, I don't know. Either way, nobody really wins except for the profiteers, What is so? What you guys gotta always tell yourself, with all the scary stuff that has happened to me in my life, even now today, I get nervous about stuff because I'm a Hayoke empath and I'm picking up on the energy of everybody in this stupid town that can't soothe themselves, that have for generations and generations of just, because I live in Salem, Oregon, and it's nothing but capital here, and I'm talking about money. And there's so much fucking money in this town. It's everywhere. It's gross. A lot of the money made from this town is made for, there's a rocket factory down in south of here, Auburn, I believe, because the old man that owns the donut shop, he bought that. A couple of them used to be Dunkin' Donuts, and now they're day-night donuts, and he's got more money in God, and he touts it. He'll let you know how much money he has. He shows you in his freaking Plymouth coupe that he drives around, his old classic cars and stuff. He's in the car show because they got nothing but money that he made from working in a rocket factory that they sell to the military. So when they do these, then it strokes the economy, So anyway, focus on gratitude. Don't bring fear. Is I like what Marge was saying, and I've heard it in other rooms too. False evidence appearing real, and that's the story of my life. People have always, you should be afraid of this. I'm like, why, dude? I've seen much worse. You should be afraid of this. You should be afraid of that. Why? There's much scarier people out there. This is stupid, you know what I mean? So other people's fear, don't let other people impose their fear on you. Don't make their threat your threat. I know I'm hearing a lot of how people I don't want to go out unless I don't have a reason to. Freaking nobody does. The world ain't worth living in unless you got, I don't know, unless you're in better standing. I know that right now I'm supposed to just be able to, I'm just freaking going within and wait until the dust to settle. So when the world needs me, I'll be here. Information, that's the thing is people only understand you from the depth of their own understanding. They're only going to receive you to the depth of what they understand. So, people that don't comprehend much past football stats, and I don't know, mundane freaking 3D nonsense, ain't going to be for them much. Ain't going to be for them much at all. But everything is changing, and the people that have created a life for yourself, that this is how that you're setting your ways, things are likely to come off track for you. It happens to everybody, should happen. I don't know. It seems to me that more people, with all the people on this planet, that more people would have had enough life experience at this point, that the empathy would have won over at this point, but it hasn't. Stanley! My cat is so fiery. I talked with him, but Stanley! Stop that! I talked with a buddy last night, a video message chatted. We were video chatted, and that first thing I was like, how's the cat? Extra fiery? Because Stanley's just been crazy, because they got a shadow side, and they know it. And I was explaining to her, I said, how they say cats, word is how they say cats can smell fear. That's why they toy with their kill, because they can smell fear and they like it. Well, there's people that can do that too. And, the world is just it can be a very insecure place because of people's own insecurities. Just like beauty is in the eye of the beholder, so is fear, so is gratitude, so is every emotional vibration on the spectrum is is freaking in the eye of the beholder. So if you behold good thoughts and positive thoughts, then you're going to see good positive things. So try and keep off the nasty grams for a while. Just, it's like winter. We're animals too, and all the bears are hibernating, or they should, a lot of bears are hibernating, and so our our natural draw right now is to go within. So even if you got to be out in 3D land and go to work every day and do all those things that people do to take care of their families and loved ones, and just find a place to check out and check in with yourself every now and again. And that's about all I got for now. Hope you have a rad day. Peace.